we're about set to go. Sharpie will jump it up with Gray, who has a bad knee, but he will play and play hard. Markham has the ball, so Clay County will start on offense. This is Lloyd Collins, wears 15, guarded by Hall. David Blair, a senior, a worker, their leading rebounder. Collins drives on Hall, and Hall is guilty of holding. So we are just but 12 seconds into this, and we have a personal foul on Steve Hall of Hazard.
Well, Hazard opens up in the man-to-man. They had a lot of success against Bell County in that fourth quarter, Roger. They were down, I believe, by as many as 11 points. Came roaring back with the man-to-man.
Collins is very quick. He had 35 against Feds Creek. Starts it out firing tonight, but he's short. Sharpie gets it out to Roper. Numbers even. Roper is traveling.
Well, the Bulldogs want to get it out and run with it. That time maybe a little bit over-anxious on the part of Roper, but like to see the hustle, and Hazard really picking it up now, full court.
Yeah, they're forcing the tempo right now. Lloyd Collins handles the basketball, does it so well. He's a senior. The lob is stolen. Sharpie has it to Roper. Numbers not in Hazard's favor. Sharpie, strong move off the glass. Alexander and Gray battle for it, and Terry Gray, the 6'5" senior, comes away with it for the Tigers. Coach Bobby Keith, 20 years as the head coach, an institution in Manchester, no doubt about it.
Well, of course, they've won this tournament 2 years running. They'd like to make it 3.
Markham driving the baseline, missed his shot, but he was fouled. Markham is a very talented sophomore, and this Clay County team is young. The foul will go against Sharpie. Jim, something the folks may want to keep an eye on is John Klutz, the forward for Hazard. Wears number 32, sustained a bad cut the other night as Markham gets our first point of the evening. And the cut to the head, an enormous amount of stitches, and he's wearing some protective goggles.
38 stitches around the eye. And should he not be able to contribute as much as normal, that would be a big, big blow to the Hazard Bulldogs.
Alexander had the ball stripped from behind, but the official said Mark Smith, who wears 25, and white was on the arm. Smith has his first foul of the evening.
Bulldogs were knocked out of the WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Basketball Classic last year by the eventual third-place team, Prestonsburg, 59-57.
This is Klutz, the guy who was injured. Alexander with the rebound. Goes up strong, and we're tied at 2. Alexander, a terrific talent, averages 19 points and 10 rebounds a game, and you saw him go to the glass and also get the bucket. In backcourt, Steve Hall will pick up his second foul as Blair set up for the screen. Hall did not see him, and in that instance, I believe the teammate has got to talk to you.
Right, well, I'm not so sure that Steve Hall could knock over David Blair quite that easily, but Blair with a nice pick there. And mostly, looks like Clay County to break pressure will just desert Collins, let him work it up one-on-one.
Collins in the paint. Partially blocked, and Sharpie comes away with it. Now he throws it away, and Markham has it for Clay County. Team's a little bit edgy so far. See Olinger in there at guard, 14 for Hazard, replaces Hall, who picked up the 2 quick fouls. Smith is open. Mark Smith has his first 2, and the Tigers are on top 4-2.
Smith, an excellent sophomore, hit the big shot to beat Lincoln County, 76-74.
Klutz with the rebound, puts it in. John Klutz averages 16 points, 6.5 boards, has his first 2, and again we're tied. Glad you could join us. Along with Jim Frazier, I'm Roger Redmond. Keith Casebolt also with us this evening. WYMT. Mark Smith is traveling. Turnover gives it back to the Bulldogs, and the fans starting to wake up a little bit.
Sure do. Both teams have brought a big, big crowd, and the end zone to our left is basically packed with the Bulldog faithful.
That could be tough for Clay County shoot free throws to that end. Klutz, a little bit of overpassing. I thought John had a shot there, Jim, and he passed it up, trying to feed it underneath, and luckily for he and the Dogs, it was slapped out of bounds.
Unselfish play, and Clay County had gone man. They stay in the man here on the out of bounds.
Well, Alexander lost the ball as he went up to shoot. Terry Gray pulled it out of the air for Bobby Keith and the Tigers. Olinger going man-on-man all over the court with Lloyd Collins. We told you he had 35 the other night. Great pass to Blair. Goes back up with it and gets the roll. David Blair with his first 2. He averages 12.7.
Clay County was just running the double stacks down on the low post, and Collins hit him for the 2.
Well, Roper loses it out of bounds that time, and they're having a hard time. Hazard hanging on to the basketball.
And Hazard will have to take care of that ball if they're going to entertain chances of beating Clay County, because you don't make a lot of mistakes and beat Clay County because they won't beat themselves.
Again, Collins working one-on-one. Alexander with another rebound.
Hazard wants to run with it, Roger.
Olinger to Roper. They leave Klutz open for 3.
Well, you gotta love this guy, Roger. He's got 38 stitches around the eye and gives it all he's got. Number 32 in the program. He had 15 in a big win last week over MC Napier, and a lot of folks were surprised just how easily Hazard put away MC Napier.
Smith is great along the baseline. Super touch. Tell you, this sophomore is so quick along that baseline. That's his favorite move right there. Mark Smith with 4 points, and it's 8-7. Clay County by 1. Back door to Klutz. Overshoots the mark, and David Blair with another rebound. And David Blair, you might categorize him as the garbage man of this team, and watch him. Draws a charge. Olinger did not see him and ran over him. And there's that man Blair.
Much the same situation as it hit Steve Hall, and you will see Hall coming back in now with 2 personal fouls, I believe. Olinger's still in. Looks like 21 Shane Roper will sit down.
You know, people might think the term garbage man is not a kind one, but you look in the NBA, there are a lot of garbage men making a lot of money. It's, of course, a term meant for a guy who does a lot of that dirty work. There's a steal by Hazard, but then kicked back over by Steve Hall. Less than 4 minutes to go, first quarter. Pretty frantic pace, 8-7. Clay County by 1. Collins driving and shooting.
They tried to split the double low post that time and let Collins work one-on-one.
Klutz off the glass. Klutz has 7, and the lead belongs to Hazard, 9-8. 3:27 to go in the quarter.
As Collins works it up, you'll see they have split the double low stacks, and they're trying to let Collins work one-on-one.
Blocking foul is called against Hazard's Anthony Sharpie. That is foul number 2 on Sharpie.
Had a lot of folks react there. The officials for tonight's game, Frankie Francis and Charlie Kirk. Charlie is underneath the bucket.
9-8. Hazard leading this one by 1. They just took the lead with 3:19 to play in this first quarter, and we have a timeout right now on the court. We'll be back with more of this great.
To the line. He will be shooting 2, I believe. He had 35 versus Feds Creek. He averages 19.2 points per game. Averages 8 rebounds as well. Shooting 48% from the field, Roger.
You know, you have to like this guy. Collins, 6 feet 145 and a senior. He has bided his time, waited his turn, so to speak. Of course, they've had many stars in the past. You look at Roger Sims, now Roger Cotton, and also, of course, Russ Farmer there last year, and Collins was very patient. It's paid off. We're tied at 9 right now. 3:14 to go in the quarter. Olinger still working at the point guard for Hazard. Klutz pass is knocked away and stolen. Clay County with the basketball, and our score tie.
Clay County switched up to a little matchup zone that time, gave Hazard some problems.
You don't give Markham that easy a jump shot, he'll drill it. 6-foot sophomore has 4, and the lead is 2 for Clay County. There you take a look at him in that zone. Clay County really working in the zone too. Steve Hall is an excellent outside shooter. They like to free him up against the zone. Olinger being tracked by Smith. Klutz with 9, and he is just red hot right now. He has 3 2-pointers and a 3-pointer. And John Klutz, the man who we did not know if he would play with those 38 stitches. Boy, howdy, has he ever come to play. Tied at 11. Great basketball game, just like we knew it would be. Markham puts a move on Hall. Tried to dump it to Blair and just overthrew him. David couldn't handle that pass. He had a few words for Markham as they went down the court. Maybe take the shot, huh, Jim?
Yeah. Well, these Hazard Bulldogs out of the 54th district in the 14th region. The Clay County Tigers out of the 49th from the 13th region. And both of these teams, Roger, could well be in Freedom Hall come March.
Well, both teams with one loss. Hazard lost at home to Owsley County, a team we'll see later. That was an overtime game, and Moose Moore had 47 that night and had all of Owsley's points in overtime. Disappointing loss for Hazard on their home court, but nonetheless their only loss. And Clay County lost to E-Town in tournament play.
Right.
Olinger has the jumper, and that's the first two for Michael. Averages 10 points and 6 rebounds off the bench, and Happy Mobilini, in his first year as the Hazard coach, called Olinger maybe the best sixth man in the state. That's a great pass from Collins to Blair. Blair has 4, and we're tied again. We're on a seesaw, Jim Frazier.
What a game.
Steve Hall, we told you he can light it up. His first 2. The average is 11.
He had 7 of 8 3-pointers in that game against MC Naples.
He and Markham both from the outside are deadly. Terry Gray with a strong move to the basket.
First time we've seen him. He has been slowed by a knee injury and has not practiced, Roger, since early in the season.
He's kind of resigned himself to the fact that he's going to have to play with pain, but he does it so well. They can't keep him out. Klutz misses, and Smith with the rebound for the white-clad Tigers.
I talked with Coach Bobby Keith, and he feels like that Gray is back about 90% of capacity right now.
One-on-one Collins.
Even though Collins is doing a lot of things and creating and getting a couple of buckets and so forth, I think Olinger's doing an outstanding job on him right now.
Well, Roper just went unattended down the lane, and Bobby Keith is upset with his team, saying you got to step into the paint.
Coach Mobilini told me before the game that he felt like the key would be Shane Roper. He's our floor general. He's the guy who's going to have to distribute the ball and handle the tough defense that Clay County puts on him.
Under 15 seconds in the quarter, pass nearly stolen. Roper all over Markham. 8 seconds now, tied at 17. Tigers will get the last shot of the quarter. Collins for 3. Hazard will get the last shot. No, they won't. Roper not able to fling it toward the bucket in time. What a great first quarter. The fans are on their feet.
17-17 the first quarter, and we take a look at the statistics provided so aptly here by Mr. Larry Thornsberry. In the first quarter, it looks like Hazard 8 of 12 from the field, had 7 rebounds, 6 turnovers. For Clay County, they're 7 of 12 for 58%, 3 or 4 from the foul line. They've got 3 rebounds and 3 turnovers.
Well, there's a travel as we start the second quarter, as Roper is the guilty party, and Happy Mobilini shook his head in agreement.
Right now, one of the big keys is the ability of Hazard to rebound with Clay County. They are matching up well on the inside.
That's the type of player that gives Hazard a little bit of a problem. And the Moose Moore and Terry Gray mold. Gray has 4 points with the strong move inside. Offensive rebound, Steve Hall. Olinger crashes the boards, and somebody's on his back. I believe Mark Smith is going to be stuck with his second foul.
You know, I haven't had a chance to see Hazard play this year. And when I was talking with Coach Mobilini, and he told me that Olinger averaged 6 rebounds a game, I was thinking, point guard with 6 rebounds? But you saw him there. He kept the ball alive at first and then came back and got the rebound for the foul.
Steve Hall for 3. He has 5 points and no limit to his shooting range.
Big lift by Olinger there. This kid's giving him a big lift.
Hazard now leading by 1 on the strength of that 3. Gray with a power move, goes up and over Alexander. Terry Gray with 6. Again, posting up, back to the basket, one-on-one. He is hard to contain, and Bobby Keith told me he's played with every big man that they've run across, and they've played some dandies in summer ball and in regular season play as well. Roper has his pass stolen, but Alexander steals it back. Draws a foul from Lloyd Collins. Number 1 on Collins, 3 team fouls on the Tigers, and that's going to send David Alexander to the line. David with just 2 points so far. Average is 19, but he's going to war on the backboards.
Sure is. Sure enough he is. He's had the flu and been a little bit slow due to that. That big game last week against MC Napier threw in 21 points.
You'll have another chance. 21-20. Clay County leads it.
You know, Roger, you were talking about the matchup problems inside. that Hazard has. They were able to rebound with them in that first half, but Clay County didn't really push it inside. I think now, looks to me like they're just basically clearing a side now for Gray. They'll split off him and try to go inside to him.
There's the little cut in the paint by Smith. He is so adept at doing that. He has 6. Clay County's lead is again at 2, 23-21, 6:38 to play first half. Our first semifinal of the WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Classic. We have another game to go, so don't go anywhere. Get some snacks and line up around that TV. What a night of basketball. Roper with the slashing drive misses, and David Blair, as he normally does, comes up with a defensive rebound. They want to hound Collins and make him handle the ball all over the court. So far, they've done it. Smith driving, but I believe they're going to call a travel.
Good help defense by Olinger there, coming over. Gives them a big lift off the bench. That time, as you mentioned, Roger, they switched and put Klutz out front with Collins, and they may be trying to wear him down a little bit because, once again, he is the floor general for Clay County. He sets the table for them. Everything starts with Collins. Alexander gets it to Roper. This is Steve Hall. They don't want to give him daylight. Good pass. The pump fake drew the defense off their feet, and Olinger was left open. Michael has 4. Hall made the play, took it right at the defense, didn't have it, dished it off for Olinger. He put it on the board for 2. Again, we're tied at 23. Markham. Roper with a run out. Numbers in favor of blue-clad Hazard. Missed it badly, and Markham got the rebound. Nice job by Collins that time. He didn't foul. He got as close as he possibly could without fouling, then turned around, and the shot just wouldn't go for the Bulldogs. Markham way off the mark, and Klutz with the rebound. Tied at 23. Hazard with the ball. Just over 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Alexander. They've only gotten 1 shot the last few times. Pretty good strategy, I would think, by Mobilini. Seems to be having some effect on Clay County. Steve Hall with the run out. Gets it to Alexander. Great pass to Olinger. Good pass by Alexander and good spacing that time on the break. As Hall took it off to the right, Alexander moved into the middle, got the pass, and Olinger was situated down low. Collins comes right back for the Tigers. Lloyd with 5. Those are 5 hard-earned points because he's having to get it done one-on-one with some good defensive pressure. Old-fashioned Eastern Kentucky basketball. Push it up the floor and put it in the hook. Alexander. Give him 5. The lead is 2 for Hazard. 27-25 over the Tigers of Clay County. Bobby Keith, not a very happy man right now. Gray with the fadeaway. Oh my. One got away there, didn't it? Looked like he certainly turned that over. Olinger is open. Markham just missed the rebound, and Alexander took advantage of it, put it up and in. He is heating up. The Hazard Bulldog faithful are really fired up. 29-25, 4-point lead for Hazard. Collins, Blair, and Roper fight for the rebound, and Roper is holding. Shane Roper with his first foul. And with 3:34 to go in this first half, and your score, Hazard 29, Clay County 25. We will take time out. We were tied up at 17 to begin this second quarter, but have had little success here in the last little bit. Mark Smith, Terry Gray with 6 points each for the Tigers. Looks like Lloyd Collins has 5, and Robert Markham with 4. David Blair with 4 also. David Blair with 4 points, and he's at the line trying to add to his total. Hits the front end, and that cuts it to 3. Hazard 29, Clay County 26, 3:34 to play second quarter. Clay County 16-1, Hazard 15-1. Tremendous basketball. David Blair with 6 now, and the lead 2 for the Bulldogs. Three-quarter court pressure by Clay County. Olinger eludes the defense. Roper gets it to Olinger. They've got 3 guards in there.
Olinger, Roper, and Steve Hall. He likes to pump it up from the wing, but he's not getting that chance right now. Klutz has it stripped. Great defense by Collins. Collins, 2-on-2. Lloyd flips it toward the basket. Klutz has the rebound and throws it away. These two teams are not bashful with that basketball. Happy Mobilini telling Klutz, settle it down a little bit. Make sure of your outlet pass. Possessions are going to be so dear in this game with two evenly matched talented clubs. I tell you what, Hazard leads the league in signs. I'll tell you that. Signs all along the railing across from us. Markham. Klutz had the rebound. Steve Hall gets it to Roper. From 8 feet away, Roper.
Well, the Bulldogs can run the break, Roger. Once again, good spacing that time as they put a lot of pressure on the defense, and they cash in on the two. Clay County Tigers struggling a little bit here early.
Hazard in the man-to-man, leading at 31-27, and Gray, nice move down low. Nice lob pass set him up, and Gray is just tough to handle down there when he catches the basketball.
Clay County has forever run the double stacks down on the low post. You can do a lot of things with it.
Gray has 8. Cross court to Roper. Pump fake, he goes for 2. Olinger with a rebound, puts it in, and he draws a foul. Michael Olinger does a tremendous job blocking out and coming up with offensive rebounds.
I wonder if Paul Olinger has anything to do with not playing that well. Of course, we know Paul can put that ball in the hoop.
Oh, yes. His brother, of course, assistant coach for the Bulldogs. So Olinger with 8 points, make it 9. And the lead is 5, and if I'm not mistaken, that's the biggest lead of the night for Hazard. 34-29, under 2 minutes to go first half. Clay County, very effective when they can go to Gray. That time, Terry was triple teamed, and I think they're going to get Alexander with a shove from behind as Gray went up to catch the ball. That's what it is. Alexander with a foul. That is his first, and that'll mean 1-1 for Gray.
Well, the last time down the court, Bobby Keith had the ear there of Charlie Kirk, and he's saying, hey, he's all over my man. And that time looked like you were basically right, a triple team virtually on the inside there at Gray. They were sliding over Olinger to be the sort of the back part of the triple team, but the foul goes against Alexander, his second.
Gray has 9 points. Olinger and Klutz both have 9 for Hazard. Gray is the game's leading scorer with 10 right now. A steal on the inbounds by Smith. Mark Smith comes up with a bucket. 34-33, it's a 1-point game. Olinger has it knocked away from behind, but the Bulldogs will keep it. They have a 1-point lead with 1:41. Second ago, they were up 5.
Well, 1 point I might make right here, Roger, is Hazard has turned the ball over a number of times in this game, and they're still in the lead.
When you play the style they do, that's the risk you take. Roper weeds his way through traffic. Roper with 6, and he's beginning to get hot. The lead back to 3 now for the Dogs. 36. Hazard, 33, Clay County. Third year of this tournament, Clay County has won it the first 2 years. A different cast this year, but still very talented. It's a new member of the cast, Jeff Wilson off the bench with 3.
Well, he comes off the bench doing a super job. He was he made the Ashland Invitational Tournament, Roger, coming off the bench.
Tied again, Hall from way, way out. And a push off on the rebound, and I think it's going to go against the Tigers. Might be Blair. Let's wait.
Let's see what the official, Frankie Francis, pardon me, Frankie Francis with the call.
That is number 2 on David Blair. And do you take him out right now? And try to keep him getting number 3 with 1:02 to go in the half?
Well, of course, Clay County not real deep, and that is a concern for Coach Keith.
We'll send Michael Olinger to the line for 1-1. He hit his only free throw try. He's 2 for 2 now. Michael has 10 points off the bench, and that's his average.
Well, in a game so evenly matched as this, quite often it is the bench that will give you the big lift rather and push you over the top. And these last couple of trips, we saw Michael Olinger and Jeff Wilson, their respective teams, doing the job off the bench.
Under a minute in the quarter, they're going to get Klutz with a foul. Blair set up again for the screen. Klutz Nobody told him on the backside. He didn't see him and ran over him, and Klutz, as for him, his first foul of the night. So Hazard leads by 1, 52 seconds to go in the half, and David Blair will shoot free throws.
Always the mark of a well-coached team, the ability to shoot free throws. And you can see both of these teams have spent some time in practice at the stripe.
Blair has 7, and the game is again tied. The Tigers with a chance to take the lead, and Mark Smith, who also has 2 fouls, will sit down for the final 52 seconds as Ryan Reese, number 35 for Clay County, and White puts in his first appearance. Blair has another one, and Clay County has the lead back, 38-37. They trailed 34-29, so a pretty good run by the Tigers. Hazard with 45 seconds. Roper gets it to Alexander. Dishes off to Olinger. They make it look easy.
Well, it's a set play, a set situation. Olinger kind of sneaks down low left. When they get it there, it's sort of a high-low feed. Alexander doing the super job.
Hazard by 1. Reese on the wing. Blocked by Alexander. Blair puts it up. Now Olinger at 22 seconds. Hazard with the numbers. Roper.
I love the way this team runs the break. The guys know the spot to go to, Roger. And, of course, Olinger with a super job finding his man.
Ryan Reese misses, but Gray puts it in. And that will do it. 41-40. Tremendous basketball. Hazard has the lead by 1 at halftime.
Well, the Hazard Bulldogs, 18 of 31 from two-point range for 58%. They're 2 of 4 from three-point line. 19 rebounds, 10 turnovers for Clay. They're 15 of 28 from two-point range for 53%. 9 of 10 from the foul line, 90%. They've got 9 rebounds and 4 turnovers. So Hazard has really out-rebounded Clay County pretty handily here early, Roger.
On the entry pass, Hazard has already picked up a foul. John Klutz gets his second. We're only 9 seconds in to this second half. It's about the way the first half started also. Markham having trouble getting it in, gets it to Collins. The lob for Gray. He's been deadly down low. Gray with 14 leads all scorers. Clay County has the lead back at 42-41. Interesting to be a fly on the wall in both locker rooms at halftime to hear what the coaches had to say.
I think you're exactly right, Roger. I think Coach Keith just wanted to refamiliarize his team with how successful Terry Gray has been down low.
They seem like they want to slough off and give Roper the jump shot, but he drives, puts it up and in off the glass. They were really sloughing off him that time. He has 10 points. Again, the lead to Hazard, 43-42. 2 losses between these two teams, 1 each all season so far. Great basketball teams. There's a steal, Sharpie from behind. Klutz has it. Klutz. John Klutz with 11. The Hazard lead 3.
Excuse me, Roger. Once again, an excellent job of running the break. That time, Klutz, the best play was simply to take it at the hole. That's what he did. He got the 2.
Markham on the drive, and a block will go against Anthony Sharpie. Sharpie will pick up his 3rd foul with 6:47 to go in the 3rd quarter. That is not good news for Happy Mobilini and crew at Hazard. Markham will shoot 2. Robert Markham, 6 feet 156 and a sophomore. A swing man for Clay County, has 5.
Got the good touch from the foul line. He's hitting 62.2%.
Now the pressure full court applied by Clay County. Roper handles it well to Sharpie, 2-on-1. Anthony Sharpie. I have him, that's his first bucket of the night.
They need to get him off the schneid. Coach Mobilini told me that he would be one of the big keys, and he's only got 2 points in this game, but Hazard still in the lead. So a lot of things are happening that are positive for Hazard, with Sharpie with only 1 bucket, and they've turned the ball over 10 times, yet they still have the lead.
Well, David Alexander has his 2nd foul, and Hazard rolling up some fouls here, trying to contain the Clay County's inside play. Markham from the corner. Robert Markham with 8 points. 2 field goals, 4 free throws, and it's a 1-point Hazard lead. 47-46, 6:13 to go, third quarter. Our first semifinal of the Mountain Classic this evening. Terry Gray with the rebound for the Tigers. Our game 2 is going to be a great one as well, we feel. Owsley County, the 14th region, going against Corbin from the 13th. We'll have that one for you live following this one. Good help side defense by Sharpie. Comes up with a block. Alexander with the ball. Alexander all the way. David Alexander with 9 points. The lead is back to 3 for the Bulldogs.
Well, Anthony Sharpie, the big key inside. He came over, got the block. As he was falling out of bounds, he found the teammate Alexander.
But if you're going to let Gray catch it, you better help out down low because he is tough. Collins misses. Roper rebounds. They run the break. Hall is open from the corner. Hall's first bucket of the second half. He has 7. Hazard matches his biggest lead, 51-46, 5:19 to go in the third. Timeout, Clay County. We'll be right back.
Mobellini and Coach Keith working the sidelines as they are doing a tough job. Coach Mobellini told me that his old roommate in college was from Clay County, Richard Hampton, and so they've got a little bit of bragging rights that they're going after right now.
Steve Hall, 2-on-1. Blair comes up with a rebound. That's right, Mobellini, a fine player at Hazard High School, and then went on to play 4 years. Did a nice job over at Union College in Barberville. Cutting to the baseline is Lloyd Collins. Lloyd Collins has 7 points. That's his first 2 of the second half, and they've done a pretty good job containing Lloyd. Like I said earlier, he's had to work for everything that he's got. Maybe a push-off on Blair as they try to post up David Alexander. David Blair has his 3rd foul at the 4:41 mark of the 3rd quarter. Hazard leads 51-48 along with Jim Frazier and also Keith Casebolt. I'm Roger Redmond. So glad you could join us. Great Friday night of basketball. We've got another one tonight. We got 2 more tomorrow night. The consolation and the championship. Smith rebounds the miss by John Klutz. This is a great game, and you can feel it just, the momentum just seems to swing with every trip down. Right there, good job of posting up by Gray. He got Alexander on his hip, and all he had to do was catch it and lay it in.
Well, they just kind of reversed the ball, and as you mentioned, Gray got Alexander on his hip. Collins with the good entry feed for the 2.
Spin move by Alexander. He's so talented. Smith with the rebound. Boy, you look at Alexander. He's got the great body and all the moves, doesn't he?
Sure does.
Gray has 16. They like to go inside to him. Smith trying to find a hole in the traffic, is pushing off. He forced it that time, Jim.
Well, only a sophomore, 15 years old, and Coach Keith was talking with me, and he said, I can't really believe that there's a 15-year-old anywhere out in the state who's playing much better than him. And of course, we've seen Mark Smith. He's doing a fine job. He's got 8 points, I believe. And as we mentioned earlier, he did hit the shot at the buzzer to beat Lincoln County just a week ago.
Mark Smith has 3 fouls. Roper for 3. Roper with 13, 5 in the half.
Everybody's got the good spacing now behind the arc, Roger, and that was exactly what happened that last time, as Roper knew exactly where to go.
Well, Collins passed up the open shot in order to get it to Gray, and you see why. Gray, so strong underneath, has all the moves, and he has 18, and Hazard just has not been able to find a way to stop him. Roper gets it to Sharpie, has just 2 points, make it 4. 4 points all in the quarter. Hazard's lead back to 4, 56-52. 3:05 to play in this 3rd quarter.
Man-to-man here for Hazard.
Klutz really dropping off Collins. They were inviting him to shoot it out there. They don't want him to penetrate. There's the shot again. And Sharpie comes off with a miss. Less than 3 in the quarter. Hall goes right around Collins. Shot is blocked, but Gray fouled him.
Hard to believe that's Terry Gray's first personal foul. He's been working awfully hard on the inside. Now it comes down to the free throws, Roger, and if you're going to pull the upset, you're going to have to put the free pitch in.
Steve Hall has the good touch. He has 8 points as Jeff Wilson, number 11, checks back in for Clay County, and Robert Markham, who's had a hard time getting off the mark, will sit down. Markham with 8 points. Had a hard time getting his shot off. They've done a good job keeping it out of his hands. Steve Hall hits them both. Hazard's lead back is at 6, and I believe that's their biggest. 58-52 Bulldogs. 2:38 to go, third quarter. Clay County on offense, wearing the white uniforms. Jeff Wilson to Lloyd Collins.
Sharpie and Gray really banging on the inside.
That's Blair. Good strong move. Blair doesn't get much credit, but he is a fine player around the basket. 10 points for the 6'3" senior. Roper being hounded out front by Smith. Sharpie in a post-up. Quick move. Gray fouled him. Well, he got the ball and just a quick little spin move in there. Gray could do nothing but foul him, and Sharpie will shoot 2 free throws. Mabellini and Keith, as you said, both really earning their pay tonight. Both coaches wearing it out up and down the sideline, talking to their teams. Sharpie is short with that high-arching free throw.
Coach Mabellini told us, Roger, that he wasn't going to change a thing insofar as how the game goes. You see him hunkered down there, hoping that they drop.
Sharpie has 5 points. The lead is 5 for Hazard, 59-54. Pressure all over the court after the made free throw. They beat it. Mark Smith in front court. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Clay County trails by 5. They're not used to being behind. Roper comes away with a rebound. They want to run it, and Smith just stole it from behind.
What a play by the sophomore.
Collins tries to hit Blair. He does, but it won't count. Olinger bumped Blair on the pass, and that looked like some action you'll see on WYMT in the Super Bowl on Sunday. The old bomb there, and the DB, in this case, Olinger, the defensive back, guilty of the foul.
Well, it could have been a break, actually, for Hazard that time, because it looked like Blair actually had the easy 2 if there had not been a foul. Both teams sticking man-to-man on the out-of-bounds, and a lot of teams will go zone, Roger. Oh, check it. They were in the zone.
Stolen away by Klutz. Klutz has it jarred loose by Collins, and that is tremendous defense because Collins, who is down now and in some pain on the floor, he was the only man back, and Lloyd Collins trying to limp that one off.
Well, he sacrificed his body, Roger, because he just simply dove. Klutz that time just tried a little bit of a bounce pass off the dribble, and Lloyd Collins sacrificed the body to get in there and break it up. And you know, it's 1 or 2 trips like that down the court where you can maybe cause the other team to not convert. Hey, if you can come back with a 1 or 2 point win, you can point to a trip like that and say, well, that's one of the plays, one of the small plays that turned out to be big.
Bobby Keith goes with Markham and brings Wilson out of the game. 1:37 to go, third quarter. Hazard by 5. They have the ball. Sharpie in the lane. Great feed to Olinger. Couldn't handle it. Now does. And Smith comes away with the miss.
That's the little high-low feed that they've been working, as they'll cut either Alexander or Sharpie up to the high post around the foul line. Olinger, not quite as big, tries to slide down low left. It didn't work that time.
Martin Smith. Boy, Happy has done a good job getting his team ready. The lob to Blair.
Well, Blair had Olinger on his hip that time, and Olinger tried to come around in front, which you're going to have to do in that type of situation, giving away as much height. And just a nice entry feed, and Blair got it.
Gray batted it away, but the Bulldogs have it back. Steve Hall to Roper. Klutz from the corner. John Klutz with 13, and the lead is back to 5 for Hazard.
Boy, Roger, you got a shot of the crowd there just moments ago. This game is being played like a regional final.
Oh, it is. 35 seconds to go, third quarter. Mark Smith, Collins.
I think if Smith would have had that one back, he would have taken the shot.
There's his favorite move. He missed it. Sharpie went above everybody to claim it. Hazard with 20 seconds, leading by 5. They want 1 shot. Happy Mabellini says go for 1. Let's see if they do. I doubt it. Roper puts it up. What a shot! Oh, my. 8 seconds. Collins now. What in the world? A travel. Something happened there because Collins thought time was running out. He heaved it from beyond midcourt, but they called traveling before that. Boy, that was And what about that shot by Roper? Looked like he wanted to pass it, changed his mind right in midair.
Well, I know Shane made an outstanding shot. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And
there he goes again. Had it knocked away from him and out of bounds off the leg of Roper. So with 5 seconds, Clay County an opportunity, trailing by 7. Their biggest deficit of the night, an opportunity maybe to get a decent shot off. In 5 seconds, they come to Collins. They will get a good shot. Collins for 3. Blair, too late, won't count. We played 3 quarters of the WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Basketball Classic. Hazard has gotten the better of it through 3. 60
frame of action, and with your play-by-play, one of the best, Roger Redmond.
Thank you very much, pal. The key right now, do you have your seatbelt? We're going down the stretch. 63-56. Hazard leads, but this game can turn at any time. Hazard looking good right now, but you never know. Clay County has been able to bounce back before in this game. Sharpie, high-low to Olinger. Big David Blair comes off with a rebound for Clay County, and the Tigers want to cut it to 5. Cut into it maybe more. Mark Smith. Blair with a rebound and draws the foul, and if that's not Sharpie, that's his 4th. Is Sharpie or Alexander?
Well, you get a shot at Bobby Keith there, and he is working hard, as is his counterpart, Happy Mobilini. This is what high school basketball is all about, Roger. These Clay County Tigers, everybody in the mountains wants to beat Clay County because Clay County's beating everybody, and not only in the mountains, but all throughout the state, and they play just such a tough tournament schedule. You know, if you compare last year's team to this year's team, you might say last year's team was so much more tournament tested than this team. And, you know, so many people mention how many games Richie Farmer played in the state tournament, but his brother, Russ, not only played in all those state tournament games, but beach ball classics and so forth. So Clay County is just so tournament tested. It's awfully tough in that 4th frame against the Tigers.
Blair has 13 points. The lead is 6 for Hazard, 63-57. Happy Mobilini has done quite a job in his first year. You couldn't ask for much more than 15-1. And they're looking awfully good tonight. For 3, that's Steve Hall. Had some pretty good defense on him as he shot.
It was good defense, but Hazard is not going to, you know, kind of quit here. They're going to keep the pace up, and that's a good move.
Collins steps to the forefront, drives baseline. He has 9, and it's a 4-point Hazard lead. And I think you'll look for Collins and Gray maybe to look to shoot the basketball for Clay County.
Collins has had tough shooting luck, and a lot of times if you can get a layup like that, it'll help your shooting touch.
Alexander misses, and Mark Smith comes away with a rebound. Some folks thought the ball may have hit the end line, but the official didn't, and he's the one that counts. Lloyd Collins again showing the quickness. Mark Smith going to the boards hard. Mark Smith's first 2 of the second half. He has 10, and it's a 2-point Hazard lead, 63-61. And what did we say? You never know in this game. Back and forth we go. Roper, 1-on-1, has it stripped by Smith. Smith out hustles him for the basketball. 3-on-1, Mark Smith. Tie ball game.
Well, Roger, Coach Keith told me that Mark Smith has as much poise as anybody on the floor in the 4th quarter, and that's something outstanding for a 15-year-old. You saw him make a couple of big plays there.
6:12 to go. 6:12 to play, tied at 63. Hazard just called the timeout. They have the ball, Jim.
Well, Clay County had put up 7 straight points. They're pitching a shutout in this 4th quarter.
Olinger with a double clutch. It wouldn't go, and Terry Gray pulls it off for the Tigers with a chance to take the lead and a chance to add on to that run. And if you're Happy Mobilini, you got to be concerned because Clay County, we know, does have the killer instinct. They do finish strong.
They're setting some big picks down on the baseline. Gray and Blair will go around one another, but if there's nothing there, they'll switch over to Smith's side.
Collins traveling. Lloyd thought he got fouled. There was some bumping in there, but that's good, just good defense.
Well, I tell you that Collins has just had a tough time tonight. Hasn't quite gotten the shooting touch going, and the reason for that is Hazard is stuck in defensively. Klutz, Hall, Roper, all of them have switched on and off Olinger. They're doing a good job.
Kept a body on him. Sharpie left open. Here comes Lloyd Collins with the rebound.
Hazard has not scored in this 4th frame. We've played 2.5 minutes.
Sharpie has 5 points all in this half. Didn't score in the first half, and he has 4 fouls. Robert Markham for three. (66-63) Clay County. You can add to that run. 10 in a row. Hazard led it by 7. Now Clay by 3. Sharpie powers it up. Rebound, Robert Markham. Mabolini wanted a foul. Less than 5 to play now. 66-63 Clay.
Time to buckle up, babe.
Here we go. They try to hit Gray, and Alexander picks up the foul. David has his third. Crowd getting into it. We knew this would be a great game, and it has been.
Good call by Frankie Francis down on the baseline as the players had been jostling one another maybe a little bit too much, and that time Alexander did have an arm around Gray. You get a good look at both coaches there, Mabolini and Keith, a couple of the best in the mountain.
Give credit to the officials. This is not an easy game to officiate. Terry Gray didn't even draw iron. He had hit his first 2 tonight from the line. He has 18, but he was off the mark there. 3-point lead for Clay County. Hazard trying to cut into it. Boy, they don't waste any time moving the ball.
I think they've got to run the offense now and try and get a good shot.
Smith and Markham double teaming Roper in the backcourt. They tried to turn him where they could get the ball from behind and nearly pulled it off, but instead it's a blocking foul, and it's going to go on Robert Markham, and that will be his first. Both teams in the bonus from here on out as we go down this stretch with 4:40 on, 66-63. Clay County by 3.
Well, a big break for Hazard now as they get a chance to get off that 63 number. They have been stuck on that for a long time. 3+ minutes, and it's still stuck on 63 for the Bulldogs.
It's got to get to you psychologically after a while. Lloyd Collins, his team up by 3. Markham trying another three-pointer. He was left open. Markham hits it again.
Well, Clay County, like one of the great long-distance runners or something of all time, they really go to the whip down the stretch, and they've just picked up their level offensively and defensively a couple of notches.
69-63 Clay County. This is Alexander. He had Roper open. Now he sees him, but a little too late. Still, the nice drive. Blocked shot. Collins and Smith. Hazard begging for the foul, but they won't get it. 6-point lead for Clay County. Under 4 in the game. Lloyd Collins.
No place for the faint-hearted inside. Those bodies are banging.
Terry Gray with a turnaround jumper. Hazard in deep trouble. 71-63, but their offense can light them up quick. Trailing by 8, 3.5 minutes to go. The Tigers looking strong. What's the run now? 15?
Sure is. 15 in a row.
15 points in a row, unanswered. Clay County. Alexander finally answered. David has 11, and it's 71-65 with 3:19 to play. We're going to keep it right here.
Hazard with only 2.
71-65. Clay County by 6. They have the ball. 3:14 to play. Semifinals of the WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Classic. You couldn't ask for more, folks. It's been a great ball game. We have more coming up after this. Owsley County and Corbin. But Gray was not home for the pass as Markham tried to loft it.
They just stepped up the level on their man-to-man.
Hall for 3. Collins with a rebound. Under 3 minutes to play.
That was a good shot in the offense. It was a good shot. That's the way Hazard normally plays, and it was a good play by Steve Hall.
Well, Hall made a stab at the basketball. Came up empty on the spin dribble by Lloyd Collins, and Hall gets his 3rd foul. And this is where the game is going to be won or lost, I feel, right here on the charity line. And Lloyd Collins goes there. 1 out of 2 on the night, has 9 points.
So many teams in the mountains have come up empty, trying to put Clay County on the line.
He missed it. Sharpie, who has 4 fouls, comes away with that rebound. Pressure, 3/4 court. Now here comes Roper between the legs all the way down in the lane. Boy, he's explosive. Drew the foul. I believe it was Smith.
You're exactly right, Roger. Good play that time by Roper as he takes it right at the defense. Perhaps with the outside shots not falling, they're just going to have to take it at the hole, and perhaps if the shot won't go, maybe draw the foul.
4 fouls on Smith, excuse me.
That's a big, big play there because Clay County would be hurting without him.
Roper has the first. He had missed his only try before that. Roper has 16, and it's a 5-point Clay County lead. Roper trying to cut into it some more. 71-67 Tigers, 2:38 to go.
Hey, old James got some good bounces around that hook tonight.
How about it? Mark Smith, they're extending way out now. Makes you wonder how seriously they're going to look at the hoop.
Well, they're in a little bit of their delay game. They will look to the hoop occasionally, but now they've moved the double stacks up on the high post. They are in their delay game, but they will take a shot if they can get a good one.
They're just cutting off that high post. You'll watch Markham go through. Now he'll pop out, but pressure was applied to Collins by both Klutz and Olinger, and one of them has a foul. Call it Klutz. John Klutz has 3, and with 2:02 to play, it's a 4-point hazard. Check that, Clay County lead with Lloyd Collins going to the line, shooting 1 and 1. Lloyd missed his last try. He's 1 for 3 tonight.
Now Lloyd from the line, 71%, so he's been known to make a few.
That's a big one there. 72-67 puts the lead back at 5. Lloyd averages 19 points a game. He has 10 tonight, make it 11. The lead is 6 for Clay. Long pass ahead for Steve Hall. Good decision to back it out. Klutz, quick pass to Sharpie from the free throw line. 73-69. Clay County by 4. 1:48. Boy, we're coming down to cases now.
Hazard a little confused on defense.
Somebody got lost, and David Blair could not hold it. He's called for a double dribble.
They got a little mixed up as to where their men were, and Blair got lonesome underneath. Couldn't do anything with it, Roger. High school basketball.
73-69. Hazard with the ball trailing, nearly thrown away. Klutz saves it. Clay County came up with it. Now they're going to get a foul on Mark Smith, and that will be 5 on Smith, and that is a big, big call.
Well, they keep hustling for it, and that time the Clay County Tigers come out on the short end. Some big free throws here, Roger.
Boy, you're not kidding.
Bobby Keith will take the full length of time. Jeff Wilson, 5'10", 153 junior.
The folks from Manchester were not overjoyed with that call. Mark Smith goes out with 12 points. He leads with 1:27 to play, and his team up by 4. And Roper can cut it to 2 with a pair of free throws. Shane Roper has 18. He had 8 in the first half. He has 10 in this half. And if he hits here, he can cut it to 2 with 1:27. And Jim, we're going right down to the wire. I don't think there's any question. We felt that way all night. Blair with a big rebound. Alexander will check back in when time allows for Hazard.
Here's where the three-point shot becomes so big, Roger.
1:15 and counting. Clay County with the ball underneath, wide open. David Blair. 75-70.
They gambled on the overplay and lost that time.
Alexander will come in now, and John Klutz, he of the 38 stitches, will sit down. He has been a gamer tonight. Most people may not even have played with the injury he had. 75-70. Hazard trails by 5, less than a minute to go. Nice move by Roper. If it goes, he's checked for 3. The foul is on Collins. Check that. The foul is on Wilson, who came in for Smith. Shane Roper's bucket counts. And he's been Mr. Clutch for the Dogs. A 3-point game, 57 seconds. He can cut it more, Jim.
Well, Coach Mobilini told us that he would be one of the big keys, his floor generalship. And that time, you saw him. He's the kind of guy that wants to take that big shot, Roger. You need guys like that to win the game for you.
Clay County will get it on the loose ball on the rebound. 20 points for Roper, but he missed the free throw, and it's a 3-point game. We're going to keep it here at the Morton Combs Gymnasium.
Get the length of the court still, and Hazard looks like they're going man-to-man. And a lot of times you can get a pick off of man-to-man and run somebody long.
It may come down to fouling somebody as well. 55 seconds. Midcourt, Blair. Wide open underneath this Gray. Can he get it off? Yes.
Just kind of snuck behind the defense. When you're in the man-to-man press like that, that is the big problem.
The lead is 5. Hall from way out for 3. 77 for Clay County, 75 for Hazard. 35 seconds to go. Steve Hall for the parking lot, and that comes on the heels. That comes on the heels of this play down at the other end where Gray was left open underneath and nobody back there, Jim. You can't let that happen.
Long, but let's see. They're going to go man-to-man once again, and of course this is something they've done all year long.
35 seconds to play. Markham, the inbound man. He's going to have to go for a timeout. The pressure. He could not get a pass inbounds. Good defensive pressure by Hazard. And I saw Happy Marbolini leading cheers with the crowd, trying to get him up at 6. He knows what he's talking about, doesn't he, Jim?
Every time.
Lloyd Collins. They like to have it in his hands. Clay County. Markham. Double teamed at 30 seconds. Trying to get away from it. Blair. They had Gray open. Didn't see him. Jeff Wilson. 23 seconds. Now they find him. Underneath Gray. Throws it at the hoop, and he's fouled by Roper. And how in the world could he get behind him?
Well, it was just a matter of Hazard on the overplay. And looks like Gray maybe snuck in a little bit down low. And of course, Bobby Keith knows about these things. He knew Hazard would come out in a lot of man-to-man overplay. And he put Gray down low simply as an outlet. And that time Wilson saw him, got it to him.
Gray has 22 points. 2 for 3 from the line, 2 for 4 from the line. Remember, he missed everything with his last shot, so he's probably the guy they want up there. Speaking of Hazard.
Of the starters, he has the poorest foul shooting percentage at 60%.
He missed them both, but Clay County's Lloyd Collins comes up with a rebound. Tigers with the ball at 15 seconds, and Roper has just fouled Jeff Wilson. 14 seconds to go, 77-75, Clay County by 2. Boy, that hurts if you're Hazard. Gray misses both free throws, and Lloyd Collins sneaks in the back door and gets the rebound.
He had 35 against Feds Creek, Roger. He's got 11 points in this game. A lot of times, guys who are used to scoring a lot of points get a little down in situations like that. Not Lloyd Collins. He was there when they needed him for the big rebound.
He's a winner. He's a leader on this basketball team, and they've played on winners their whole career. Jeff Wilson at the line, 1-1. Jeff Wilson misses. Hazard has the basketball. 12 seconds to go, a 2-point lead for Clay County.
No timeouts.
Alexander. Sharpie tips it. Gray has it. 3 seconds. Clay County will win the basketball game. Whoa, what a game. 77-75. Clay County has beaten Hazard to advance on to the WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Classic Championship.
Tremendous game, Roger Redmond. The Clay County Tigers show you why they've won so many games in the past years, and the Hazard Bulldogs show you why first-year head coach Happy Marbolini has got a whole lot of things to be proud of.
His team is 15-2. They lost to Owsley County in overtime. They lose by Clay County in the waning seconds. Clay County is 17-1, and they're headed to the finals to play either Owsley County or Corbin in the next game that you'll see right here on WYMT. We will take time out right now and come back. We'll hear from the winning coach, Bobby Keith, in just a moment. Stay with us.